Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. Let's dive in real quick and take a look at a couple of indexes and the plan for next week. So you can see here on the weekly chart of IWM, we're just kind of coming back to that 21 period moving average. Remember, that's the mean. The markets always revert back to the mean, whether they get too far extended to the upside and got to come back and test it, or too extended to the downside. All right. Now over here, I've got to, ignore this. That's a 1 minute chart. But what I'm looking at here is this group of boxes shows me what time frames there's squeezes on. So on IWM, there's a squeeze on the 30 minute and the 20 minute. And then the rest of the boxes here show me what the 821 EMA crossover is doing and whether that's positive, i.e. green, or negative, red. Of course, yellow means it's changing. So on IWM, we've had a great rally. There's really no squeezes to power it through much higher. And although the larger time frames there have changed, if we switch this over to the daily chart, you can see that we powered through that 21 and we're going. The main thing here, and the reason that these zones are below it, is because this index, along with everything else, is still below that 200-day simple moving average. And that's really the name of the game of what's going to be coming up next week. Can the markets push through that? And you can see no matter what you're looking at here, the Qs, the spiders, the diamonds, everything is still below that key daily 200 period simple moving average. And that's where the next battle is going to take place. So on the long side at this point, I certainly like stocks that are doing their own thing. One of my favorites is ZS. Here's a stock that's making new all-time highs. Doesn't really care what the indexes are doing. Okay, and that's kind of a key thing. And then in terms of some of another one here that's moving, and this is because Powell suddenly is getting much more dovish, is gold. So I'm expecting gold and silver to continue going much higher. Now, there is a trade that I'm going to either do on Monday or Tuesday that works 7 times out of the last 8. Okay, we've had 7 winners and 1 loser. So let's review that real quick. First, I want to show you our app real quick, and then we're going to dive right into, well, I'm going to show you 2 trades, actually. 2 trades that we'll be setting up here, and let's take a look at those. Okay, so real quick, before I go into showing you a trade I'm going to be doing early next week that has won 7 out of the last 8 times, I did want to do a quick reminder because I know a lot of new folks here did not realize that we have an app. Okay, so if you go to the App Store, whether in iOS or Android, and you just search for Simpler Trading Mobile, it'll come up. You download it. It's free. And with this, you get real-time trade alerts. So, for example, when I was in Mexico on Wednesday, I posted in our chat room, like, hey, I'm going to take some chips off the table in Roku and ZS and a few others. Well, if you weren't in the room, guess what? You got an iOS or Android push notification right to your phone, so you could get that, all right? Also, you can access the live trading chat room. You can see the daily videos, etc., etc. So when you find the app and then you download it, again, a couple of cool things here. First of all, these are the notifications that come up. So you can say like, hey, look, this is what I did today. I bought some calls on Google today and for $6.20 with the idea that for this trade, earnings are on Monday after the close. The idea with this trade is da-da-da-da. So the nice thing, we used to have text alerts, but this delivers instantaneously. Okay, and it's not character limited. Before, the text alert sometimes would take up to 20 minutes, and it was like Twitter. You could only use like 160 characters. So this is much better, but you just got to download the app and then just log in. And then when you log in, you can also go whatever chat room you're in. You can go to the options chat room. You can open it up. You can listen to us talking. You can look at the charts, and you can participate. You can see the text screen and participate. So sometimes, like I'm at the doctor's office, and I'm updating my trades. I'm doing it on my iPhone because I can go into the chat room there, and then our nightly videos and stuff like that are on there too. So everything on our site is on this app, and so it's huge in terms of saving time and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so I wanted to show you a trade that I'm going to be doing either on Monday or Tuesday. I might wait till after Google earnings, but so on Amazon, there's a specific trade to do after earnings. Okay, and this is one of those, this tool, and I'll show you more about this tool in a second. But the idea here is that if you come in here and say, you know what, with Amazon, and we back test this and all this kind of different fun stuff, and after plugging this in, if you wait till the day after earnings, okay, and you sell a put credit spread, and you close that position 15 days after earnings, basically what happens, and this includes times when it also plummets after earnings as well as rallies after earnings. Well, if you do that, and basically here's what I do. I either sell the at the money puts, that's sell the Delta 50s and buy the 40 Delta puts as protection, or do the Delta 50s and then buy the Delta 30s as protection. But let's say we do this one. Well, you had 7 wins and 1 loss, 7 wins and 1 loss. If you did the 40 20s, you had 7 wins and 1 loss, 20 10s, 7 wins and 1 loss. And if you did the 10 5s, you had 7 wins and 1 loss. In terms of percentages, the selling the at the money, doing the Delta 30s, you had an 187% return on a 10 lot, making $92,000 in profits and then losing $15,000 on the one that didn't work. And that's with no stop loss. Okay, that's just like you just lost your premium on it. If you did the 50-40s, you made $42,000 because remember, you're not taking in as much credit, and lost $9,200. And again, that's just because you had a narrower spread. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do into earnings. Okay, and by the way, I'll show you one we're going to be doing on Roku here as well. So for Roku, and again, this is one that we did in the Pro Scan and kind of did the back test. If we do, and you can see for Roku, that's not a strategy we want to do. Instead, for Roku, we want to buy a call, and then for the earnings, we actually want to do it 8 days before earnings, and then essentially sell it the day before earnings. Okay, and what happens in that situation is, boom. All right, you get essentially, you got 3 wins and 2 losses, but the wins are a lot bigger than the losses. Why is that? Because we're buying fairly cheap call options, and we're not holding them through earnings. So if you're not holding them through earnings, that means that you don't have the risk of a big loss. It just means, oh, this thing didn't work out too well. We bought the options at $6 and we're getting rid of them at $5, right? If it didn't work. But if it did work, you're buying the option at $6 and selling it at $12. So a lot of really cool things that you can do with this. And again, you're back testing it 2 years, 3 years, however long you want to get that confidence that this is going to work for you on a very reasonably high percentage basis. All right. All right, so what is this? This is a tool called CML Trade Machine Pro. Now, you can go to their site directly. This is not us, it's a different company. If you go to their site directly, you can sign up for their scanner for the scanner that I'm showing you for $109 a month, $149 a month. As a Simpler Trading member, okay, you can go through this link and you can get it for $89 a month, okay? This thing is worth its weight in gold. Now, the biggest question I get asked is there a trial? Well, the way Ophir has set this up, it's Ophir's company, he doesn't set up a trial. But if you want to try it, and after, again, sometime before that 30 days is up, when the renewal will start again, just email him and say, hey, you know what, this isn't for me. He will give you a full refund. Okay, so you've got nothing to lose on this. And again, in terms of having confidence in setting up specific trades, especially before earnings and after earnings, is great. But guess what? He also has like the squeeze on there. You can set up trades around the squeeze and all kinds of fun stuff. So anyway, we'd had a couple people ask about this that didn't really understand the offer. They're asking like, hey, could I still get it? So we're extending it through. If you're seeing this video, you can still take advantage of it. But, then Ophir is going to shut it down because it's better for him if you go right to his site because he'd actually make a lot more money this way. But we just want to make sure that if you're a member of our site or you're getting this email, that you get a chance to lock in that lower rate. And again, of any tool out there that I've seen that gives you an ROI on investment, I've never seen the extent of something in compared to this. All right, it's priceless data. You cannot back test option trades like this, at least anywhere else that I've seen. So that's what it is. All right. simplertrading.com/CML, and you can get the hook up there. All right, you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you at the next update.